Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Brawl Stars video. My name is Zachary Bushman and welcome to the Starr Force. That's right, the brand new Brawl Stars update is out now, and in it comes many new features. Not a huge update, but it's a great first update of the year, considering the last update came out just over a month ago. So today I'm going to be going through the entire changelog. Should be right here. All of this. And the reason this is not a stream is that I could not get the stream to work. I kept trying, but my internet just would not cooperate, so this would usually be a stream, but today I'm just going to make a video, changelog video, going over it. I won't really be playing any games, necessarily. It'll just sort of be me going over the changelog, and that's all. But, hopefully in the future for updates, I will be able to stream like I usually do. So I guess for right now what we can do, we can put on some Brawl TV. And there's the new loading screen. It's pretty nice. And now, let's get into the changelog, shall we? So, first off, update Season 5, the Starr Force. And the new brawler, he's a chromatic, and his name is Colonel Ruffs. Unfortunately, he's not in the training cave. I have no way to show gameplay of him. But his main attack, what it does is it shoots 2 parallel beams that bounce when hitting a wall. They're very similar to Rico's in the sense that they'll bounce up to 3 times and they add extra range whenever they bounce. Now, they deal 1400 damage at max level, and his unload speed is insanely fast, like, similar to that of Mortis. Now, his super, what it does is it brings down a supply drop from the sky that it just slams into the ground. I think deals 1400 damage at max level, and what it does, it gives any teammate or friendly brawler that picks it up a 20% permanent attack buff, as well as that, it gives them 700 extra health. Now this buff, while permanent, it does go away if the player dies. So it's not completely permanent. I guess you can think of it as more of like a, kind of like Surge's super. Now, his gadget, he drops down 3 sandbags that have 2000 health that basically just act as like a meat shield around him. Now, these, I don't think they despawn, and they spawn in a triangle around him. His star power makes his supply drop, break walls, and it also does 1000 extra damage, so you're going to have to be careful with his super if you're an enemy whenever he has a max. So, new skins, characters, VFX, and SFX. So, Starr Force skins. We got D4R RY1, or Daryl. I'm going to call him Future Daryl. He's the tier 1 skin on Brawl Pass, as well as Dark Lord Spike and Navigator Colette. Now, Dark Lord Spike's 149 gems, and Navigator Colette is 79 gems. And there's some more skins, as well as, such as Smooth Lou for 80 gems, Dark Tag Carl for 10,000 star points, and Ronin Russ, which is the 70th tier reward for Brawl Pass. Now, Space Ox Bull is another skin coming, which is 149 gems. Piper, Nita, Jessie, Pam, Spike, and BB all have animated pins. So I guess we can go through those real quickly. By rarity, we have Piper, if I can find her. Let's see, her pins are animated. We got Nita. Her pins are animated. Such as that. We have Jessie, which, one of my favorite brawlers. Very fun to play. As you can see, I got True Silver Jessie. Pam. Where's Pam? There she is. I actually have Pam out. I love doing this, spamming them, making them do that. We got Spike and then BB. Spike's obviously doesn't make any noise because Spike doesn't talk. And then BB. I'm a cool cat. And as well as that, there's also animated faces for Bandita Shelly as well as Witch Shelly, which I can't show. Nita and Shiva Nita. You can see here that her face, like her mouth kind of moves and she blinks. Corsair Colt, which I do not have. Bull and Barbarian King Bull. You can see his face kind of moves, his teeth go up and down, he blinks. As well as regular Bull, same thing. Dynamike, same thing. As well as Robo Dynamike and Coach Dynamike, which those two I don't have. Calavera Piper, which I do not have. BB and Heroin BB. I do have BB, obviously. You can see her face actually moves and she opens her mouth when she blows her bubble, which is nice touch. Mega Beetle B, I do not have. Mortis, where are you, bud? There you are. You can see his face just looks better. Like his mouth moves, he blinks more naturally. As well as Night Witch Mortis and Rockability Mortis. Jackie, where are you? There you are. Her face just looks more natural. Just the same as all the other ones. Frank, where are you? Frank is happy. What? That's impossible. And then Shadow Knight Jessie, which I don't have but might be in my shop. I'm not sure. No, it is not. Year of the Ox Lunar New Year. The new main menu background and music, which I don't think is currently in here right now. This is the Starr Force stuff. And there's also going to be 5 Lunar New Year themed pins. Now, game mode and event rotation changes. Pretty much all of the maps have been changed. As you can see, there's like, if you just look through here, pretty much, I would say more than 50% of the maps are new. And a lot of the maps got removed in this update. So, maps also will now be picked from the Map Maker winner slots and community contests. This is a fun one. New gadgets. There's 8 new gadgets coming to the game. And what it'll be is 2 of them will come each week, and basically the community will vote on which 2 they are. Now, these gadgets are Rosa, Mr. P, Paco, Frank, Jean, Nani, Tara, and Tick. They're all getting new gadgets this update. Now, Rosa's is all opponents in bushes will take 100 damage. You may get Brawl TV up real quickly. Oops, that's battle log. Oh, Brawl TV there. All brawlers in bushes, opponents, will take 100 damage and will be slowed for 3 seconds. Mr. P's, his next attack will spawn an extra porter wherever the attack lands. Paco, what his does is it removes adverse effects from enemies, from enemies that are given to friendly brawlers inside of this massive area. And what it does is it also gives 1 second of immunity. So, say you have Crow's slowing toxin as well as his poison on you. Paco uses a gadget, it'll immediately clear it and make you immune to all those effects for a second, which can allow Paco to dodge Frank supers, BB knockbacks, all that. It'll require precise timing, but I think this will be a really good gadget. Now for Frank, his next gadget, his next attack will pull opponents to you. Jean, he will shoot homing missiles at all enemies inside a large area, and these missiles will deal more damage based on the distance they travel. Now, in sneak peeks, these missiles could not go over walls, but it doesn't mention that in here, so I just want to say that. Now, for Nani's, the next time she takes damage from an enemy, 80% is returned to the enemy, and the rest is dealt to Nani like normal. So she'll only take 20% of damage, and the rest will be reflected back. So sort of like Jackie's Hardy Hard Hat, but not all the time, and a larger percentage. Tara, she will spawn 3 shadows around herself that have 1,000 health, and will attack the nearest enemy. They have a very fast attack speed, but they will disappear after 6 seconds. Tick, he will become invulnerable for a second, and then explode for 1,000 damage. Balance changes! Whoop! Always fun. Now matchmaking above 15,000 total trophies, or 700 brawler individual trophies, is now more accurate. So players in these pools will not match with other players who are below 15,000 total trophies, or below 700 trophies, unless they're in a pre-made comp. Now Mapmaker, you can no longer get trophies from the winner of the day slots. And Amber, her increased main attack damage at base level from 2,000 to 2,200. This is DPS, I assume, because obviously your flames don't do 2,000 damage. And her health has been increased from 3,000 to 3,200. BB, her health has been increased from 3,800 to 4,200, a nice sizable buff. Carl, his heat ejector has been increased from 400 to 600, which I think will make it more viable, and make it even better in Heist. Crow, this is a nice buff. I like these. Enemies who are poisoned by Crow now receive 40% reduced healing from all sources such as Pam turrets, Paco supers, or gadgets, and things of that sort. Now, his super also will charge from 14 to 15 daggers. Or other way around, from 15 to 14 daggers. And this doesn't take into account poison ticks. So he'll be able to get a super up slightly quicker. Now, I think this will actually make Crow competitively viable, as just generally tweaking Brawler's super charge rates will make him better in the meta. Now Jean, his main attack damage will be increasing from 1,000 to 180. And Jessie, this is a great one here. She's basically being reworked. Her main attack damage is going from 920 to 1120, and at max level, she will deal 1,500 damage. However, her main attack, whenever it bounces, it'll deal 25% less damage with each additional bounce. So I think it goes from 1,500 to 1,200 to 800. This doesn't affect the charging rate of her super, however, because that'll that could complicate things. Now Leon, his main attack damage has been increased from 460 to 480, and his super charge rate has been increased slightly, so he can now actually fully charge his super from 2 attacks at minimum range. Now Max, her Sneaky Sneakers, has been increased from, well, I wouldn't call this exactly a nerf or a buff, it's more of a rework. Her Sneaky Sneakers now last 3 seconds instead of 4. Sandy, his super rate has been increased from 6 to 5 attacks, or 5 hits. Sprout, his main attack damage has been increased from 940 to 1020. This is a good one. Colt, his main attack reload speed has been decreased by 5.9%. Even with his Silver Bullet nerf, Silver Bullet's still strong, and he's just way too good. I think it's about his time to go in the meta. Now, there's also a new event selection UI, which you probably saw earlier. I think it's pretty sweet. They just need to add a new slot under Hot Zone and something else for Power Play, because that bugs me, having those 2 open areas. Because this Power Play could easily go over to trophy events. I know that would kind of mess up the categorization, but whatever. Now, for Esports, there's a new Esports tab, which is under the news section, which is not there currently. And there's a Tournament Hub button on the right side of the main screen, so it will be above the Friends button. Now, it's only visible for players who achieve 15 wins in the Championship Challenge, which I did last summer. It was pretty cool. And it contains a web view page from where the players can register for the Phase 2 online qualifiers. And just some quick bug fixes. Jackie's Counter Crush oops, wrong button. Jackie's Counter Crush will no longer trigger opposing Jackie's Counter Crush, because that would cause some weird loops of damage. An issue has been fixed which prevented healing quests from being generated for Byron. An issue with Daryl getting stuck in water after using super has been fixed. Fixed minor issues in Map Maker and improved drawing of continuous tile lines. Fixed a case in which player-made maps will allow the creation of an inaccessible single tile gap in the corner of the map. Fixed an issue in Brawl with ball and rope fence interactions when rope fence tiles get destroyed. Fixed a rare case where Bo's mines might remain on the ground after a Brawl Ball goal. Fixed a rare issue with Lou's super causing a crash. Fixed Siege robots getting confused about teleports. Fixed Carl's pickaxe behavior when Carl teleports mid-attack. Fixed bot-controlled mortises, ignoring summon characters like Mr. Peace Porters. And finally, fixed auto-fire to prioritize enemies over boxes in Showdown. Finally, so you won't be auto-aiming and then, like, be attacking a box instead of someone. Which I guess could be fixed by just not auto-aiming. Also, I don't know what's going on with Brawl TV in the background. That's not my stream, or my video being laggy, that's just my internet right now. It's being wacky. So yeah, that's the update. I'm kind of enjoying the update. I mean, there isn't really much right now in the update. Like, there's really just the background, the music, the loading screen. Like, you can't even try Colonel Ruffs. And the Brawl Pass still has 4 more days, but still, this new UI is pretty sweet. All the new maps. The change to this. That's right, you can't get trophies anymore on that, which I think is a good and bad change. It was really fun to push certain brawlers really high on those just because, like, you could exploit it, but the problem with it was a lot of a lot of players who were lower skilled would just grind their brawlers in here. So they'd basically be at a skill level way above their own, and not only would they get mad because they're facing people better than them, people on their team would also get mad because they're so bad, so that really kind of fixes those issues. A couple things I am really hoping for. A public, like, map browser instead of just the competitive entry slot. Some sort of way to share maps with codes. Power Play reworks. It's because it's just Power Play. I mean, it's cool in concept, but 3 maps a day is so limiting, you know? Some, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, some kind of, like, more club features, I guess, is what we need. Or just social, because, like, meh. I mean, clubs are cool and all, but there's not really much you can do with them besides chat with your friends. Like, there's really no reason to be in a club unless you're super competitive or your friends are in the club. So, Brawl Stars just needs more social. I don't think they need Club Wars, though, because that's kind of not worked out well for Clash Royale. I think they need something unique. So, yeah, that's been the changelog for the Brawl Stars update. Thank you for watching, especially to the end of the video, those of you who do. I really appreciate it. Now, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.